Hello, and welcome to the bronze match, the fight for third place for the 1v1 tournament. Today we're on Boys de Limers, and on the right hand side in blue, playing blue pool, we got DurvoSVK as 101st, and then left in red 4 we have secound as the third Jaeger. So we're going to speed things up and get things going. And once again, an airborne on airborne match. 101st going to have huge advantage in bottom. There's a lot of tree lines for those engineers to burn up. So, also seems secound is going to be sending most of his forces down there too. A few AT guns, infantry, and a Panzer up top. And off we go. As we take us down to a good old ×2 speed. And this is match 1 out of possible 3. So we're going to see how that ends up going. So secound are bringing mortars, infantry, and AT gun. So there's all sort of kit into that bottom hand for us. As DurvoSVK rushes in with his infantry. AB leaders, got a pack gun as well. And there's just a lot of guys in general. Up top, we got 50 cal going at it, hitting the Pack 41. And he may want to bring his pans around to try to get some shots on the infantry. Got 4 Jaegers in position and Flammenwerfers as well, but we've got the main attack down below. We've got some Flammenwerfers charging the AB engineers. And they have that star veterancy, and agency engineers do win that engagement. Then once again, secound are trying to use flamethrowers effect, but they're just not good. Those crappy little 2-man flamethrower squads. They don't have the HP to survive the engineers. And this is where DurvoSVK really does bring it all out. You see, he just brought engineers down below because that's all you need. He's taking some machine gun fire from a Kubel MG. And up top, he's using the 50 cal to stun up the Jaegers. I think the Panzer tank got blown up. That seems to be the case here. As the pack gun did manage to get a hit on it. And you've got a howitzer up top. 2 howitzers here from DurvoSVK. Some light artillery to help out instead of using the mortars. And the engineers are moving through. Jaeger Fury is not going to be able to hold their own as... Yeah, so it's just engineers doing it. I think it's nothing really to say. The howitzer is going to be fighting good fire support. MG34 in a decent position. But they're probably going to get flanked soon from the upcoming forces up top. And the Jaegers are doing their best to hold their ground. I mean, it's open ground engagement here. They're going to be able to beat the AB engineers. But it does need some extra fire support. Probably artillery will help out quite a bit instead of just throwing the Jaegers into the meat grinder. And up top, they're going to be shooting array at the NGs. And then on all fan side, the MG34 keeping rifles at bay, engineers moving in, only 2 HP left. But they should be able to sneak just right in if they keep along the road and then flank around for the good old flamethrower punch. And the MG34 is actually pushing all the way over here, map rise. And the engineers, they're doing their best, but they have finally been routed out. The mortar helping out, and that mortar is going to help out a ton. But we still have engineers flanking around the bottom hand side. And howitzer going at it with the Jaegers. Well, actually counter battery in the mortar, I should say, which is probably the smart idea. Engineers up top did end up getting found out and destroyed. And now the MG34 is slowly pinning down yet 37mm AT gun. So the forest area, it's not looking too good for secound. He's starting to get it back now just a bit. But it's attacking through the forest that is the pain in the butt. And also the mortars as well, or the howitzers I should say, providing constant fire support. We've got the Jaegers engaging with the rifles. And at this distance, Jaegers are all in if nothing intervenes with the firefight. Rifles up top getting pinned down. And then a continuous barrage from 75mm is going to be the main deciding factor. in attacking that top and forest section. And all these engineers are moving in close. Oh, those Feldjägers are about to get flamethrowed soon just across the creek. There we go. And bada bing, bada burn. And they are just going to surrender. Not wanting to put up, as you can see. Just one giant group. Still alive in that fire, amazingly. The engineers are incredibly powerful units, as we've seen so far in this tournament. And he's using it to great effect. I mean, he just has them all over the bloody place. This is engineer heaven. I do have 2 tanks, 2 M22 Locusts being brought out to probably try and even up top and side. They just need to knock out the AT gun and they'd be good to go. Bring out some infantry reinforcements as well. And a 50 cal slowly pinning down a Pack 41. Feldjägers fighting the AB leaders. And there we go, a pocket here of Feldjägers. The machine guns pinning them down. And yeah, DurvoSVK has managed to make great ground so far in the forest area. I'm honestly thinking New South South has ran out of Feldjägers at this point. And also they're expensive to get, 45 points compared to the usual, only 30 points of the ABNGs. And it's going to be rather easy defending because you have all this forest to hide in. You just bring up a Panzer L6 to try and shore up the attack. But against the Locust, as he kills the Locust, I mean, 5 AP is not a lot, but so is 3 armor. Now, I think Hugh South runs again to B phase. He desperately needs that to reinforce his infantry. Up top, he's just getting completely pinned down. We've got 250 cows, rifles, and Locusts going at it. The Locust does get destroyed though by the Pack 41, actually doing a decent job. And the Hat Mortars are trying to do their best. Well, he's hitting the Locust, which is already dead. He needs to retarget and probably the machine guns now. And the Howitz is also firing array. MG34s holding the middle hand side. The AB engineers is barely sneaking through, yo. And they're going to start making ground through the middle. And we are in B phase now. We've got some more Italian tanks up top. And a lot of infantry reinforcements now. I can't see what they are. Maybe some lower Jaegers. They're not Feldjäger Jaegers. But I don't know how he's going to be able to take back his forest effectively. It's just... it's too many engineers. There's nothing you can do about it. There we go. Well, actually, Pioneers are a good choice. Now I'll think about it. They do have, yes, crazy 100-meter grenade. And a machine gun as well to help pin down. And now he's going to be using Feldjäger Pioneers. I didn't think of that. I forgot they were a unit. So that will help him even out the odds down below. Got some rifles moving up, and it seems like Utah South has slowly taken back top hand side. Panzer L6 getting flamethrowed. I'm guessing it's... I thought it was going to surrender. Yeah, 50 cal getting some good hits. And they're forced to retreat. The engineers does get killed. And he's moving Stern Pioneers as well. Also using Stern Pioneers, another good unit choice. And as you can see, he's actually slowly beating array at the enemy forces. 50 cal stunning up at Panzer L6 as it cannot cross that creek to the other side. And I think eventually, if a 50 cal was to continue hitting that, we just take a look at... I can't actually take a look at the stats. We can take a look at this one, the stat show. 3 side armor. I think a 50 cal would eventually kill it. I mean, the units do have rise in the front armor. I think that technically counts as... no, I don't know. But I think if you were to just shoot a unit enough, you will destroy the invisible HP bar. And there you go, 50 cal gets the kill. As units do have, or there's a pretty strong theory that they have an invisible HP bar that you can't see. I mean, you can kind of notice if you see the unit has been battle damaged. That's a bit more of an advanced topic. We've got mortars continuing to pound array. The Feldjäger Pioneers getting in close. beating another engineer squad. And the problem with DurvoSVK is that he doesn't get reinforced with as great of infantry. For you South Suffer, he got the Stern Pioneers, Feldjäger Pioneers, the lower Feldjägers, Eastern Troop runs. Well, DurvoSVK gets glider rifles, and glider rifles are rather uninspiring. Yeah, they're just not fun. It's just 12 dudes with 11 Garans on a single bar. It's not exactly amazing infantry. I mean, it's good numbers, but there's no AB engineers, and now you so Suffer's starting to beat them array. Got the Pioneers down below, shooting them up. And here we go, glider rifles, I was saying, just 11 Garans. I mean, Garans are good, it's a semi-automatic rifle, but in this close range engagement, it's not going to do them well. And the Feldjäger Stern Pioneers is getting destroyed. And the glider rifles will benefit at medium range engagements, just like the Feldjägers, but not as much as Feldjägers. And bringing up a bazooka squad, interesting choice. And Duro has a pretty good hold in the middle. He is gaining that +1 point advantage, which is an important part. So Yusuf Suffer has to take quite a bit of ground back, and maybe the middle will be a good place to start. And there you go, Feldjäger Pioneers knocking out glider rifles. Bazooka's not going to be able to do too much, as it's just a bloody bazooka squad. And we got glider leaders, which are a bit better, because they do have a lot of M1 carbines, which are, well, it's a mix between an SMG and a rifle. But still, nothing too amazing. But it's a 10-man leader squad, and there's not many 10-man leader squads. And we got HMG GMC doing some MG action on the FSPs. Gonna be pinning them down. They don't have any more grenades, so they're not gonna be able to return fire or get a nice insta kill. There you go, more reinforcements. New South Suffer's really starting to take back your initiative here. Yeah, it's just Duro's defending top. We're going to speed this up a little bit. It's just really everything's going on down below. We've got a Panzer 06 being brought up for support. 57mm not managing to get a hit, yo. It does have a rather tight fire angle onto the road. Never mind. Got a good hit on the Opel Blitz. And glider rifles moving up, and these guys are rather low on manpower, so they are going to get killed. Mortar provides some or howitzer providing very good support. And it's really gone down to DurvoSVK to using fire support now to win the battle. And it's funny how the tides have turned. You know, you South South are now using the close range and flamethrower infantry, while Duro has to stick with mid-range guys in a close range battle. Funny how things have changed. And we've got Feldjägers picking the rate, AB engineers up top. I'm definitely guessing at his point, you South South has run out. Oh, probably, yeah, run out of Feldjägers. He's bringing up a Stug 3, which is actually a proper tank. But DurvoSVK is doing the same thing, bringing out an M4DD to help on down below. And I think if Yusuf Suffer uses Stug effectively up top, he can make quite a bit of a breakthrough. There is that 57mm gun, of course, which can kill the Stug. But hopefully he can kill it first. Bombing on the air from the P51D Mustang. Messerschmitt being brought out just a little bit too late, though. I mean, always a good idea to have the plane flying around. And we are going to be reaching sea phase soon, and as you can see, Yusuf Suffer's not going to be suffering for much longer with that huge point advantage. And a lot of planes open up in sea phase. So hopefully he can take advantage of it. We've got a P51D Mustang fighting a Messerschmitt. There's no AA from either side, so not much is going to be happening. And as Messerschmitt is going to be chasing the P51D, it does have speed, so it will be able to outchase it. Yo, it is going in for another strafing run. And they're rather evenly armed. 3 autocannons, 2 machine guns versus 6 50 cals. But with a bit of AA support, yeah, or really just 50 cal support from the Sherman, it is going to stun up the Messerschmitt a bit more. And damn, what a fight. What an absolute fight. I think the Mustang is going to lose this. So 2-star veterancy helping out the Messerschmitt quite a bit. But both Sky Knights are just going to go at it till the end. P51D Mustang is going to fall back. And hopefully Messerschmitt can get the final strafe in. I mean, the Mustang is going to be able to retreat. It does have speed. And yeah, he goes in flames. Down below we got quite a fight going on. Just infantry everywhere. We got ourselves some more AB rifles reinforcing now. But we've got 4 Chagers, and there's no engineers here, so it's not too much of an issue for you, Shao Southie. It is bringing up the Chager Pioneers to finish up the job. In the Stug 3 being forced to retreat after getting hit by a 57mm. And some good old mortar support to try to stun it up before he can kill the Stug. And Messerschmitt going in for the strafing run. Gonna be pinning it down, which should just save the Stug for now. But DurvoSVK still gaining that +1 point advantage. And I'm having a feeling he is going to win the match number 1. Messerschmitt going on the M4DD. And he's going to be flying around. Just keeping the skies clear, same P51 Mustang. And I believe in C-Phase for Duro, you do get 1 card of 3 times 1-star Mustangs, which is really good bang for your buck activation point rise. And the P51Ds, it does have that speed advantage, which is lovely, absolutely lovely. Because it can pick its engagements much more better than the Messerschmitt, as the Messerschmitt can't exactly escape from too many planes. But DurvoSVK just has a lot of infantry down below, all spread out along the forest. It does outnumber, and there's also the howitzers providing good support, and real good use of the howitzers. The entirety of the match is constantly barrage and array. I mean, not the heaviest artillery piece, but the range advantage that they have is lovely. And this isn't a huge map, as you can see. I mean, it's probably what, like 2.4 kilometers long, 2 kilometers long, or wide, I should say, if I can also get my dimensions correctly. And it's bringing up the 7th Stug 3 to try and knock out this Sherman. Britain just bringing it in close quarters combat, as it is a tank destroyer, doesn't have that turret, and really only one machine gun. And the Pack 41 gonna be engaged in the M4. I think it's just in range to be able to penetrate it. And the Brigade AB rifles moving up, and they're gonna be able to get a good bazooka shot on the Stug. And yeah, the Stug's just gonna rush in. Oh no. Oh no. And there we go, just popped by the 57mm. And it seems like it's going to be a GG to DurvoSVK. Really just the airborne engineer play early on managed to secure the victory and get that point advantage that he needed to win the match. As you can see, just absolutely tearing face against those Fauchagers, and they're much more cost effective in that forest compared to the Fauchagers. I think Yusuf Sulfur maybe could have played a bit more on the top hand side, try to get his Stugs over here to fight open the open ground engagement, and use his machine gun range advantage to win, instead of always trying to go for that forest area. Yeah, he did do a good job trying to take it back. So this is only match 1 out of 3, so we'll see you for match number 2 very shortly. Hello and welcome to match number 2, and before you say anything, yes, this is literally a 5-minute match. We got DurvoSVK playing as the 2nd French, Rink, and we got Yusuf Sulfur once again as 3rd Fauchager. So guess what happens? Just guess. I want you to guess right now as we wait for both sides to deploy. We got Greyhounds, and some Stuarts, and some infantry. While Yusuf Sulfur bringing up a rather standard loadout, but with a lot more AT guns this time. Quite a lot of AT guns. And off we go. The Greyhounds move up, same with the Blue 4 infantry. They're going to be flying over the town. And one Greyhound gets destroyed. Stuart just rushes in, gets destroyed. And the Greyhound drop top. There's an AT gun in position. 2nd one moving in. Does manage to kill the 1st AT gun. infantry fights over the Feldjägers are winning. And there goes all the Greyhounds. Oh, last one still alive. DurvoSVK loses. Okay, 2 minutes, 53 seconds. That was an easy one. And you yourself are taking the victory because Greyhound Rust. This isn't the beta anymore, where Greyhounds or Recon Greyhounds had that dodge advantage. I can see what maybe Duro was trying to go for, just try to get a quick victory. But yourself did the right thing, got a lot of AT guns to cover. You had to flank, and even just those crappy little AT guns, it's more than enough to deal with the French armoured Rust, because there's all rather light armour. There's not too much else to say, so let's just get to match number 3. And here we are at the decided match, who will take 3rd and 4th place in the tournament. We are on Point de Hook. We have DurvoSVK switching it up front again as the 3rd Canadian Infantry. And you shall suffer as the 3rd Feldjägers for the 3rd match, which is rather fitting, I have to admit. And the winner here will be taking home $12 US and loser $7.50. So we're going to speed things up and get things going. And there once again, 3rd Feldjägers from You Shall Suffer, going in for a lot of infantry as usual because it's an airborne deck. But I'm interested to see what DurvoSVK does, because the 3rd Canadian Mechanized has a lot of options available to it. Bring in some AT guns, yeah, some Lloyd carriers, a lot of infantry. I'm seeing if he has a ram tank, and just take a look. No ram tank. A ram tank would be would be a good idea, because there's no AT guns in A phase apart from like the Pupachin, I believe. Yeah, it could effectively kill the ram tank, but the ram tank doesn't have HE ammunition, and you're fighting a Feldjäger deck, so there's not really too much to shoot. And we got an LG-14 position, as already getting shots as a Canadian infantry barrel down the road. Got some Flammenwerfers taking point. Really like using those Flammenwerfers. I don't see the exact idea using them against the Canadians. You don't have to worry about AB engineers. But there ever floats your boat, and we got a single 25-pounder at start here, and they're going to start pounding away as You Shall Suffer has already taken refuge in town, and he's using once again the anti-tank rifles, and it is still bugged at 3 ammunition. I mean, I like an anti-tank rifle as much as anyone else, but with only 3 shots, I really don't see the reason why you'd want to take them at all for like a 45-point infantry. Which I believe that doesn't count in the... Yeah, they only come in like a Jeep, I believe, or Cupel. So just the base infantry cost by itself. We've got Feldjägers fine rifles, and in this matchup, Feldjägers are going to have a hell of a time. There's going to be only rifles, which are pretty crap. British equipped infantry are never that amazing. The snipers will be a pain in the butt, yo. The British infantry, the Bren gun is just terrible. Just look at it compared to 2 MG34s. I mean, the MG34s have much more HE power. So it's really going to be down to Duro using good fire support to try and win these engagements. And You Shall Suffer, it's not 1 but 2 MG34s down below, pinning down this rifle squad as they just take shot after shot from the German MG. And we got good movement here from Duro again, a 6-pounder in a rather advantageous location, and moving up some Vickers and Sniper Scouts. And the Sniper Scouts are going to be named of the game, so they can pin up those Feldjägers easily. And you can see our MG34 squad almost pinned, immediately pinned down. The rifle's going to be able to slowly finish them off. And Sniper Scouts are absolutely powerful killer machines. The Vickers MG being forced to retreat. But I think he's going to be able to get this one into position to snipe the MG34. There we go, Sniper sniping the Pak-41. Not in position to hit the MG34 just yet. But it's going to take a street time on that AT gun. And definitely, oh, two 25-pounders in A phase, which is quite a bit, yeah, from Duro. I mean, you can only get them in packs of runs during A, so it's quite an expensive activation point rise. But I'd rather have two 25-pounders than those crappy Bren carrier mortars, which have awful range, absolutely awful range. Well, a 25-pounder is a proper artillery piece, yeah. Phases rail all the way into B and C. You know, he is taking some direct fire, I believe, from the LG-40. And is moving it up. Going to get into position to shoot the rifles. And as you can see, it does not mess around. A really good little fire support unit. I'm happy to seeing it because it what really makes the third Falltrigger such a unique deck is, yeah, it's the LG-42, the Papa Jim. You have some really interesting, like, small static weaponry that are only available to airborne troops. And we've got a Spitfire flying around, and as you can see, this is going to be doing strafing runs on the MG-34. As there's nothing really to shoot him. The LG-40 getting destroyed. And the Falltrigger's firing at their rifles. And even at close range, the Falltriggers are going to rain. The rifles only have a single submachine gun, which is pretty pathetic. And the Falltriggers, yeah, those Vickers HMGs are pretty much toast. And there we go, Messerschmitt knocking out Spitfire. Does have that veterancy bonus, of course. Straight from the Vickers MG. And the MG-34 is pinned down, so the Sniper Scouts are going to be able to move up to finish up the job. And we got 25-pounders. Going to continue to pound Ray. But the Messerschmitt's just going to continue doing strafing runs as there's nothing to stop him. We got a Kangaroo up top and a Rosp as well. It's going to be a bit risky using him as that Pack 41 has a good line of sight on that road. And then there's real good attacks here from Yusuf Safa, using his advanced infantry to great effect. Once again, the B phase, it will be a bit more difficult because 3rd Canadian does end up getting, you know, Shermans and other fire support vehicles. Messerschmitt doing a strafing run, pretty much out of ammo at this point for two of his autocannons. The Vickers MG trying to do its best, but Vickers is pretty crap. It's kind of a Rotor 1 machine gun. Once the MG-34 gets into position, it will be able to start opening fire. And heck, even the Falltriggers are stunning them up. We've got 25-pounders trying to hit up the MG-34s before it can fire. The Vickers are now completely stunned, and the rifles aren't anywhere near in range to give some fire support. And now Falltriggers, they are just doing a damn good job. MG-34 holding the open ground too. But Duro is not much of a loss, even though he is starting to lose ground. He still has point advantage. He's trying to retake Topio, but that AT gun is in position, knocks out the Kangaroo. The Rosp moving in. And it's going to force Falltriggers to retreat. And they're also getting pinned down by the machine gun there. And I think the Rosp is going to try to go in for the capture. And the pack gun is just not in range. You are getting a Ram 2 out. I thought I was a Sherman for a second and we hit B phase. But no, it's not B phase till another 2 minutes. And like I said, Ram 2. Drill frontal armor makes it the most heavily armored A phase allied tank. And there's not really any AT guns that can be brought out in A phase, except for like a Popagin that can knock it out. But it doesn't have HE ammunition for its cannon, which makes it pretty crap for fire support. And there's a lot of static and soft targets yet need to get blown up. We got Panzer L6 being brought into middle. And the Falltriggers doing their best, but also Sniper Scouts are in a good position. We got some Spar Troopers and there you go, AT rifle. Shot number 1. Is he going to go for shot number 2? Yeah, we go. And he's sniping the snipers with his AT rifle. They are pinned down, yo. I mean, they have one shot. Literally one shot. And the Vickers are going to pin them down. They can't really return fire. Might want to retreat. But Sniper Scout does get killed. Vickers stunning the foul shakers, and damn, he's doing a real good job holding his entire open ground area by itself. I think once this Panzer L6 is brought up, it will be able to finish the job. And here we go to round 2, and it's just going to be able to tank all your shots. I mean, the pack gun is stunning it up a little bit, but I don't think it has the range yet. It needs to get within 600, 500 meters to be able to penetrate the ram 2. So all he can do is just slowly stun it up. Give it a hard time. Yeah, there's just bounce after bounce. And you'll be in B phase very shortly. Just a few seconds. And that's going to give DurvoSVK quite an advantage, 120 to 95. This is his time to shine. And it starts to get all those useful units out that the Canadians have. Now it's going to be down to Usain Suffer being able to survive through B phase so he can get into C and bring out those lovely Luftwaffe planes. The whole horde of them. Running into the rifle leaders, yeah, but fortunately the Piat is a completely crap anti-tank rocket, as you can see. Oh, finally, 3 shots and he actually killed a bloody tank. Yeah, the Piat is nothing amazing. And they have managed to beat the Vickers and now moving up, the 6-pounder completely alone. And this is going to give Usain Suffer a decent ground advantage once he moves up the rest of his dudes. And his AT rifle is completely out of ammunition. I really want to know why he's using the AT rifle guys still. I mean, I love AT rifles, it's just 3 shots. Messerschmitt continue to do close ground support. Try and knock out those Vickers MG emplacements. Ram 2 repositioning to help the middle. And we've got some more Kangaroos. Got a CMP Triposon. Good choice, trying to keep the air under his control. And the 3rd Canadians have pretty good air control considering they're not an airborne deck. They got the Tripostons, they got Spitfires, they got Mosquitoes, which are great for intercepting. And they get a lot of slots for those air and anti-air tabs. So they're not completely suffering. We do have a Stug 3, bloody hell, can I even speak? A Stug 3 being brought up to the top hand side. And that's going to be the extra fire support they need to try and clean things up. I mean, Ram 2 isn't in position, and Ram 2 would be able to beat that Stug. I mean, it's a pretty even fight, in all honesty. They both can pen each other at max range. I believe that Stug only has 1,000 meter range, same as the Ram. They go Foul Shakers holding their ground out of MG ammunition, so they did lose a lot of their punch. And they are going to be retreating back under the fire of rifles. And they go Stug 3. They'll be knocking out the rifle squad up here with the help of the rest of the fire support. We got Sniper Scouts down below. And a Kangaroo with some rifles in it. And that's a rather interesting name for a Canadian bloke. It's rather Asian name, but hey. I guess that works. We've also got French-Canadian names too, because they are the Canadians. And it's really just a fight over this town sector. DurvoSVK is still spending a lot of money to try and take its crossroads area. The 25-pounders constantly barraging the way, but I think he's going to need just more rifles to really win the job down here. I mean, a Sherman with infantry support would do a damn good job. And Ram 2 is holding its middle hand side, not exactly doing much from a shooting perspective, just sitting there looking pretty. M7 Priest DD trying to stun up the Stug, but once that stun gets into range, he will be able to easily kill it. But I think, yeah, if the Priest manages to hide behind this little orchard, he would be able to survive for now. And here we go, Wolverine. What he needs to take down Stug. It does not have the veterancy bonus show, but it does have a range advantage. Looking at, yes, yeah, they're both going to be able to shoot each other. There's not too many long-range open engagements on this map, apart from this area here. But the Wolverine does not have that advantage. Rifles getting pinned down up top. And Wolverine holding its ground. You know, it is getting stunned up quite a bit from the light AT guns. And heck, even this thing can penetrate the Wolverine. There you go, that's really been forced to retreat. The Stug rather low in morale too, but he's still alive, still kicking and shooting. Aaron just got a few pack guns in the middle, forcing the round to retreat. Can't kill it, but he might as well just fall back a little bit. Don't want to be too up front behind enemy lines. We've got another Stug free down below. And Uso Suffer is really bringing in the tank advantage with all these Stugs. And I think if he can make a good push through middle, he can knock out both these 25-pounders, which will save him a lot of headache later on. There's a little bit of a contingency from Duro, some rifles, a kangaroo, and sniper scouts. Nothing too crazy. We got 4 Jaeger Pioneers, and we're still trying to hold this middle with just rifles. I mean, you do need more to contest that section. And we've got 25-pounders trying to help static emplacements in the mid. But Uso Sulfur does have that +2 point advantage, as you can just see from the map here. Just has all of his land under his control and a real nice bulge over here. And he's keeping up the constant pressure with the tanks. Overall, having a rather crap B-phase economy compared to DurvoSVK, a 25-point disadvantage. And we are going to be wrapping around into C in 3 minutes. And a Ross being brought out. There we go. Finally, some sort of fire support. A little bit too late considering there's a tank on the field. You know, Triposten doing its sort of CMP Triposten, not going to be able to kill the Stug. Doesn't even effectively stun it. Got some good use of smoke here from the 25-pounders to try and block the Stug's line of sight. But I really don't know what his game is in the middle hand section is. Now Uso Sulfur just has that nice point advantage. An AT gun in the mid. There we go, we've got 2 Messerschmitts fighting that one Spitfire. Manages to shoot it down easy peasy like. And there we go, H has 1-2B as well. Or B1. Now Uso Sulfur is really gaining the air superiority. DurvoSVK is going to surrender. And it'll be a good game. Uso Sulfur taking the victory. Going to be going home with $12, $13, while DurvoSVK goes home with $7 to $8. But yeah, rather standard match from point to hook. Uso Sulfur did a very good job with his infantry. Duro needed to use more fire support to win that match. He was just throwing rifles against Feldjägers, and that does not work. If he managed to get stormtroopers in close, that would wreck Feldjägers. Using more, I don't know, he used sniper scouts pretty well, but could have definitely got some more to help out. You know, he just needed more tanks, really, more fire support to take the victory, because he is fighting infantry with crappier infantry, and that does not work. So yeah, we will see you guys next time for the finals of the 1v1 tournament. Take it easy.